Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another casted game of Age of Empires 4. And today we've got Casper here spawning in on the right-hand side of the map, playing as the Marlians. We've been seeing quite a few casted games of Marlians recently. Not exactly sure as to why that is, but we've been seeing it a lot more on the ladder. And this may be partly down to round 3 of Golden League. Because round 3 of Golden League has lots of... well, it doesn't have a lot of changes. It has a couple changes. In fact, there's only one change. And that is that the top 4 civilizations for each map gets banned out. Now, this is a custom game between Casper and Sort of on the left-hand side of the map, playing as the Ottomans. And Ottomans and Marlians aren't civilizations that we often see on this map, which is Basin. And these two players, I think they're doing a little bit of practice here for that round 3 of Golden League. They want to get in their practice with these slightly lower tier civilizations, such as the Marlians and the Ottomans. Because usually on a map like Basin, we'd be seeing English, Delhi, civilizations like that. I'm not sure what the other two that are banned out, but I know it's English, and I believe Mongols. Yeah, Mongols is very good on this map. Very easy to trade. So Mongols, Delhi, English, and I can't remember the last one. Might be Abbasid. Maybe Abbasid, I'm not entirely sure. But either way, these two players are going to be practicing their civilizations. Casper choosing the Marlians here. Going to be opening up with a lot of pit mine, with a lot of houses around this pit mine right here. Going for, what's that, 7 houses right there. Leaving a little gap for his mining camp as well. Sort of going to be going for that Dark Age Spearman from the military school. Very standard stuff here from Sort of. We can see this is Sort of, by the way. If you read it backwards, it spells out Sort of. It took me a while to figure out who this player was. But yeah, if you read it backwards, it's Sort of. So he's going to be able to get out the Spearman and start to siege down some of these houses. Is Casper looking to age up with the Saharan Trade Network, possibly, on these houses? Because this is something that we used to see quite a bit. It's sort of fallen off a little bit. We've been seeing players go back to the Mansa Quarry. But it's still an option. We could see the Saharan Trade Network placed down maybe here. Or maybe we even see it in the back of the base and Casper tries to do some trading. But honestly, Age 2 Marlian traders has definitely fallen off since the nerfs to trade. Not something that we see a lot anymore. But we can see for Sort of, that first Spearman is going to be making its way over to Casper's side of the map. Sort of's scout is going to be able to spot out that pit mine, as well as the age up, which is going to be the Mansa Quarry out of Casper. 5 villagers on that, 6 villagers actually on that landmark. Sort of going to be aging up as well with the twin minaret madras. 2 very standard age ups here. We're not seeing any trade shenanigans quite yet. But maybe we see it a little bit later on into the game. Both of these civilizations, very, very good trading civilizations. I mean, you got the Ottoman, they've got the late game Seagate Castle. Seagate Castle, I think it's called. The H4 landmark, and it increases the movement speed of all your traders that are in range of it, and you can expand with keeps as well. That also gives a nice buff. And you've also got trade bags, which gives an extra 40% of gold for each trader, which is always nice as well. But we see the Spearman here for Sort of going to be starting to siege down those houses, which did actually receive a little buff in the most recent patch. They have a little bit more health, so that does mean these Spearmen are going to take a little bit longer to burn these down. Casper's going to just be bringing a villager out here to repair a little bit. Sort of's on top of it though, going to be doing a little bit of stabbing here to that villager. Casper is now aged up, hiding a little bit of his villagers here. Does he look to drop down a archery range? Yes, he does. And we're coming back to the good old Marlian composition of the archers plus warrior scouts. So what, Casper, you had to drop down a stable, but I think we'll be seeing it, because this is something we've been seeing a lot of recently. Just warrior scouts, sofa, and then archers. But Casper going for the archers first makes a lot of sense in this matchup. When you've got the Spearman here, you don't want to be immediately making warrior scouts up against Spearman. So we're going to be going for the archers first. He only needs a couple of them. In fact, you can probably just get away with the one. Now he just focuses his wood onto a stable. And we're going to have to see if he goes for a professional scout here. because professional scouts is something we've been seeing a lot. And I think on this map, you can get away with it as well. I mean, you're nicely defended here with your wood lines. You're nice and tucked away. We've got Casper dropping down his mill. So we'll have to see. Doesn't have quite enough wood quite yet to research it. It's going to be getting survival techniques. Oh, cancels it. Okay, there it is. Professional scouts are now going to be coming in. So getting this quite early on, in fact. It doesn't even have a stable down yet. He's only got the one scout out at the moment. Doesn't even have the upgrade for it. Casper didn't actually open up with double scout. Usually, well, not usually, sometimes we see players open with 2 scouts, because if you're going to go into professional scouts anyway, you may as well open up 2 scouts and steal a lot of the sheep away from your opponent. But I guess in this case, if you're up against the Ottomans and they've got the twin minaret madras, food isn't such a big issue for them. I mean, we can see there sort of doesn't actually have that many sheep, but it's not a huge deal for him. So he can have up to 5 villagers on this landmark. Only has the 4 on there, though, interestingly. 4 is the case if you've got horticulture, but you can have up to 5 on here if you've got no upgrades. But the first vizier now comes in for sort of, let's have a look, see what he gets. Gonna be going for the meta. Very standard stuff right there. Nothing out of the ordinary. He had to drop down a blacksmith. He's gone for a stable and an archery range. Getting out some Spahi. Usually at this point in the game, we do see a blacksmith down. It'll probably be here. He would want to drop it down. But that's going to take quite a while for those archers to come through on the military school. But I guess at the moment, he's just prioritizing units on the battlefield. As we do see now, Casper is trading up those scouts. And he needs to grab himself warrior scouts as well. Oh, I believe has he already got it? He has already got it. Okay. So he's already grabbed the upgrade there. Casper going to start to kill those deer. Make it a little bit more efficient for the scouts to pick up the deer and return home. Wheelbarrow also going to be coming in for Casper. Sort of very heavily on stone right here. Going to be peeling a couple. Okay, one of them for a blacksmith. I feel like this is just going to be for military schools. Though he's staying on the stone though. Could this be for a delayed... Oh, here we go. Look at this. And a second town center. Okay, so he's still sticking on the stone. This could be for a 3rd town center or military schools. But sort of going for 2 town centers here. I like it a lot. Casper, though, is getting all of the deer. Sort of uncontested. Well, I mean, to be fair, these ones are pretty much guaranteed for Casper. Sort of is going to be able to secure up this hunt at least. Unless Casper decides to go for a little bit of a dive, but it's always risky. Warrior Scouts, despite having slightly more HP, are still pretty weak. In fact, they have the same amount of HP. Do they have the same armor as well? Okay, so it's just the attack that changes with Warrior Scouts. For some reason, I thought they also had an HP increase. But it turns out it's just the attack. So yeah, they do still die relatively quickly underneath the town center. Casper going to be moving out right into the enemy spearman. One Warrior Scout going down right there. But honestly, it's not a huge deal for Casper. We just see how cheap these guys are. I mean, have a look at that. 90 food. It's not a huge deal. But the amount of value that you get out of these... with all of the deer that you're bringing home, it's honestly not a big deal. But a nice mass for Casper here for archers. It's up to 11. 12 there. He's got more on the way. As well as more scouts. He's trying to expand out onto Sort of's deer. And Sort of, he's planning ahead of this. Which he's walling up his deer. Making sure that Casper can't get to it. And we see he's already 3 villagers ahead. Iron Undermesh coming in for Sort of. Warrior Scouts going to be trying to get in here. Not going to be finding much luck there. Villagers going to be walling them out. But Archer Mass so strong here for Casper. Warrior Scouts just going to be able to body block these Spahi. Archer's going to be focusing down the meta now. Sort of needs to be careful. Retreating that home. He's got it on range defense. It's exactly what he needs up against the mass archers out of Casper. But we can see still a great fight here for Casper. Warrior Scouts able to take out the Spahi while his archers focus down the enemy archers. And now the Warrior Scout's going to be able to focus down Sword of Archers. He's going to have to retreat back. Not a good engagement right there for him. Though Casper did lose a lot of archers as well, and it's going to take a long time for him to be able to burn through this gate and get onto the deer. But still, lots of army coming through. A little bit of some scouts taking a little bit of a work break right here. Back on the job now. We can see this is a slightly better trade here for sort of, because he's got the meta here. We see he's just hiding behind that tree right there with the ranged defense drums, and he's already got iron under mesh, so that's +2 ranged defense right there, while Casper's got no upgrades whatsoever. Second Vizier now comes in for sort of. What's he going for? I think it may be the extra military school. He hasn't popped anything out of his town center quite yet, so he's either concentrating on this, or he's gone for the extra military school. I think it may be the military school. I really wish the observer UI would show it, but it doesn't. Sort of losing just a couple. I think it's just the one villager right there. Not a huge deal. You can see he's still got the advantage right now by 7. Casper also going into some cattle right here. He's still got the hunt up north, which he hasn't collected up yet. Looks like he really wants to grab this one from sort of before he decides to collect it up himself. Spy going to be focusing down the archers right there. Not a great fight for Casper. The meta is nowhere in sight though. It's retreated back to the... I think this is a new one. Yeah, this is a new one. Full HP. Going to be running in now. Been switched to ranged defense drums. Needs to be switched to melee. There we go. Melee defense drums coming in. And Casper's going to be pushed out. No deer for him. Oh, in fact, the cattle are going to be for some cattle ranches here. So not actually going to be for eating. Rather for saving for the cattle ranches for the passive income. And we can see he's building it in this way so where he can put the Grand Finale corral here. So he's going to be able to get that nice bonus. But still, just a massive warrior scouts and archers. Such a nice build order for the Malians. And we see Casper's just going to be doubling down with this. He's got a lot of food stacked up right now, so it can really pump out these archers. Also trading a couple sofas now as well, just to mix in with the warrior scouts, just for the extra little bit of tankiness. The extra little bit of damage as well. Now sort of is going to be using up this deer himself. Sort of's done a really good job this game, just defending these deer, making sure that Casper isn't going to steal them from him. Whereas Scout's still being a little bit of a pain here. Pushing back 4 villagers from the gold. I feel like there's a little bit of a lagginess here. Have to see about that. But for the time being, Casper dropped down a mark. I think he did a little bit of trading right there. Does he have a blacksmith down yet? No blacksmith from him quite yet. Oh no, he has an upgrade. Am I just blind? I don't see a blacksmith. Am I blind? Where's the blacksmith? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So Casper going for the proxy blacksmith right here. Grabbing himself iron on mesh as well as steeled arrow. Not exactly sure what the reasoning for this proxy blacksmith is, but he's going to do it. And Casper also has a fully expanded out pit mine over here on a large gold mine. So it's going to be a lot of passive gold right there. 140 gold a minute. Definitely nice for him. Another Vizier comes in as well. Unfortunately, we can't see what he's gone for. I think he may have gone for the improved time for the military schools. That's usually the most standard one to grab. Casper's going to be pushing sort of away right here. 7 warrior scouts as well as 5 sofa. Sort of cannot take this fight. The meta is here, but the mass is just too huge from Casper. Sort of going to be moving out now. He's got a very large, very, very large archer mass right there. He's up to almost 30. Only 22 for Casper. But Casper's got the advantage when it comes to the cavalry mass right here. For some reason, it bugs out a little bit when I go to pan view. Do you guys see that? Like, it just sometimes... Look, why does it do that? Look, why is it doing that? There's something a little bit... See, it's done it again. What is going on? I'm a little bit unsure. I need to get that figured out, because sometimes it does this, and sometimes it doesn't, and it's really, really irritating. So I do apologize for you guys that are a little bit irritated by that. I don't know what I can do to fix it, but back to the game now. Casper is starting to add in a few Donzo. He's grabbed a few of his blacksmith upgrades. Sort of. Getting his last one. Bloomery is going to be that last one. Also adding in some spearmen. Triple unit composition from both players right here. Sort of looking very good here, though. The meta sitting on the back line needs to get focused down by Casper, because this is going to change the tide of the battle right here. Currently on ranged defense. Going to be able to give all of his units here an extra ranged defense from these archers from Casper. But I mean, the cavalry mass out of Casper is just so huge right here. Donzo also coming in to take out the Spahi. Another meta comes in, though, for Sort of. He needs to keep it towards the back. Needs to make sure that it doesn't get focused down by Casper. And we can see they're getting switched over to ranged defense drums once again. And this means he's going to be able to take a favorable trade here with his archers. And with the reinforcements as well coming in from Sort of, so close to his base, as well as a tower here as well, giving which is about to have arrow slits. He should be able to win this battle. Meta still alive as well. Needs to keep it alive. Does lose it though, but I think it's all right. He's taken a somewhat even trade here, and another meta comes out. Wow, Sort of is just pumping out these metas, and we can see there Sort of is able to just clean everything up here, and this is good for Sort of. Even trades are fine for him because he's got the superior eco. I mean, we see, look, he's on 3 town centers right here. He added in a third one on this last deer patch, so he's gonna have an absolutely crazy economy right here, as well as the military schools. I think he's got three military schools at the minute, so they count towards a bit of the economy as well. I mean, you got to remember Casper does also have the cattle as well as the 2 pit mines. But Sort of is going to scale better. Those 3 town centers are still going to be pumping out the villagers. So maybe Casper looks to add in a town center himself. He's on the stone here, so I think that may be for a second town center of his own. I mean, what else could you be possibly doing with the stone? Sort of looking to do a little bit of harassment here with the Spahi. Palisades walls coming up from Casper now as well. Running a bit of his army over to Sort of's base. Maybe a little bit of an accident right there. Just going to be suiciding these guys into Sort of's army. Definitely not what you want right now. You need to be taking favorable trades because Sort of's economy is scaling behind this. But Casper may be looking towards a castle age now. We see he's still trading a couple sofas, but the rest of the production has stopped, and he stacked up quite a lot of gold, quite a lot of food. It's got to be for a castle age. So I'm sure we'll be seeing the Grand Finale Corral coming out soon around those cattle ranches, unless it's a bit of a bait, but I doubt it's a bait. Nice sofa mass out of Casper, able to push away the Spahi. Not doing a lot of damage right there. And there we go, the age up's coming through. So it seems like Casper's made the cattle ranches a little bit big, but I believe this has quite a big radius, so not going to be an issue for him right there. I think Casper also has max cattle. Yeah, 20 out of 20 cattle. So he's going to be very happy with this food economy behind this. And once this landmark's constructed, you get around 1,000 food a minute on max cattle when you've got this landmark. We saw it in the last casted game on the channel. It's absolutely crazy. So, I mean, well, he's got 11 villagers, and you're getting around 850 food per minute. So, what? That's like slightly more than that. So, it'd be like 13 or so villagers for free with this, which is it's pretty nice. You got to remember that's extra population cap as well for you when you go into the late game. Mehmed Imperial Armory going to be coming through from sort of as well. Where is it? In the back of the base here. Blacksmith dropped down with that. Casper looking to get off a little bit of a raid, but sort of just one step ahead. We see he's fully walled up the map here. Very, very hard to infiltrate his base. Mass spearman out of sort of as well. He understands the power of Casper, or the power of the sofas and the warrior scouts. Such a strong unit. Sofas really, really are strong. The age up is now through from Casper. About to be up for sort of. Sort of trying to get off some raids here with the Spahi. Casper's going to be following that with the Donzo though. But look at the economic difference here for sort of. Sort of is definitely ahead when it comes to the economy right now. I mean, sure, Casper's got this nice little cattle boom. He's got the nice little pit mines and whatever. But 60 villager lead is absolutely huge for sort of. So Casper's definitely going to have to come up with something. He needs to put damage onto sort of fast. Or somehow survive till the ultra late game. But even then, the Ottomans are a great late game civilization. But I would have to give it over to the Malians. I mean, the Malians are just so population efficient. Especially when you age up with the Grand Filali Corral. And if you can get trade going as well in the ultra late game, it definitely feels much better for the Malians. But Casper's grabbing his upgrades now. He's just grabbed imported armor, so +2 armor for melee and ranged on the sofa. Part of what makes these sofas so damn good is that imported armor. It's a key upgrade to grab there for Casper. As well as grabbing a load of... actually, this is sort of grabbing a load of his blacksmith upgrades. Now grabbing his last one, balanced projectiles. He hasn't grabbed decarbonization. Oh, actually, he hasn't grabbed most of them. So he's got the tier 2 wedged rivets upgrade for that range defense. And we see that's going to be really important here in the fight in the middle, where we got archers versus archers. Sofa in here as well. Casper focusing down the archers, focusing down the spearmen first. Casper's going to have enough sofas behind us as well to clean up the archers. Definitely a good fight here for Casper. Casper's also got steeled arrow in, which means he's going to be able to negate the damage reduction from sort of. And we got to keep, look at this double keep drop coming down from both players here. But sort of's going to have to cancel so many sofas out of Casper. I mean, Casper with the sofa is just so strong. Sort of going to be losing a few villagers there. Luckily for Casper, evening it up a little bit. Still about 60 villagers behind, but we're sort of still looking very strong here. And we hear that first mangonel popping out of that Mehmed Imperial Armory. Now he's got it set to rams. What is this? I don't think I've ever seen a Mehmed Imperial Armory set to rams. How long does it take? Around, like, what's that, 50 seconds for a ram? Wow. That's certainly interesting. We got some Janissaries out as well for sort of. He's actually got quite a few of them. Did he use the Vizier for that? I believe he did. So pretty smart right there. Janissary's going to be able to shred through the sofa. And then the Archer Mass should be able to trade it quite efficiently up against Casper's archers. Casper yet to grab poisoned arrows on the archers. Key upgrade right there for Archer Masses. Meta still in there for sort of, able to give the ranged... what's he currently giving? I can't see the meta. Where is it? There it is. So just giving the attack speed right now. But Casper can just pull back to the keep, which is now fully constructed. And this isn't really where sort of wants to fight. We've got a siege workshop being dropped down for Casper. Needs a sprinkled out to defend from the mangonel from sort of, which I don't know where it's currently. I think it may have been sniped possibly. We got the first ram out of sort of. Has he just got it? He's just got it set to rams. That's got to be a misclick, right? There's no way that is intentional. I mean, maybe it is. But Casper taking a pretty bad trade right there. Using a lot of his archer mass, which is yet to grab the poisoned arrow upgrade, which is now in the queue. He needed this a while ago, though. If he had this in the last fight, this would have been a completely different outcome right here. but sort of going for a very, very big mishmash of units right here. Have a look at that. We've got some archers, some spahi, some spearmen, some crossbows, some janissaries, a singular knight, a mesa. I mean, just a little bit of everything. Spahi. Not finding that much value there, as Casper is going for now a second town center. This is his second town center. So earlier on when we saw Casper mining that stone, it was indeed for that keep drop, but now it's going to be going for that second town center. Wants to try and catch up to sort of. Casper has a mangonel of his own. Definitely has the map control right now. In saying that though, sort of has a keep on the south side of this map. Casper going to be suiciding some of his sofa here. Trying to save his golden... I don't know what I was going to say, golden pit mine. It's just a regular pit mine. But relics haven't been picked up by either player yet. In fact, I take that back. Sort of has one relic. Not decided to move out for any of the other ones though. And now the ram arrives for sort of. I don't know what this dude's plan is with this ram. But it's just chilling at the moment in the middle of the battlefield. More relics going to get picked up as well. That is the third. No, that's the second one for sort of. Going to be going for a keep over here as well. Just so it looks like he's investing the stone into keeps on other stone mines. So just sort of taking them everywhere on the map and just taking the stone for himself. Relics also coming in for Casper. Casper can take the slightly better trade here. We see the Donzos throwing their spears into the Spahi right there. Spahi having the slightly faster tile of movement speed. The Spahi are going to be able to slightly outrun these guys. But now we've got Age 4 coming in from sort of. That ram going to be making its way home. Unfortunately, it's going to be going down. So not that much value bought right there from sort of. Still has it set to rams. I mean, it's definitely intentional because he wouldn't, you know, he clearly knows that there have been rams on the field. We see there's two here now. But we got the Istanbul Observatory coming in for sort of here. Going to be able to give the plus 60% increased speed to the military schools. So that's going to be plus 85% if he's grabbed the Vizier point for the increased production. Third ram now appearing. Sort of instantly queuing up his upgrades. Elite Spahi going to be the first one to be queued up, as well as incendiary arrows and roller shutter triggers. Interesting that he goes for the incendiary arrows before even the elite upgrades for the archers. Both costing the same price. Also going for angled surfaces now, the plus 3 range defense. Sort of just going to be holding back. He's waiting for the upgrades to come in. Doesn't really want to take a fight, but he's forced into it. Donzo going to be able to focus down those Spahi. Not a great fight for sort of right here. I mean, he could wait an extra 30 seconds for these upgrades, and this would be a way better fight for him. And we can see the mass here for Casper. Quite strong, and is able to take out all of the Spahi, which now the upgrade's going to be a little bit worthless right here. Casper found the perfect opportunity to push in, and sort of for some reason took it. And now is taking terrible fights right here. Does still have the reinforcements coming in though, so should be able to hold. But the question is at what cost? Because we got more units coming in from Casper. We got 2 Springles out, as well as a Mangonel. Those 2 rams going to get taken out. You know, if sort of was making maybe a Mangonel out of the Mehmed Imperial Armory instead of rams, this Archer Mass could be dead. But instead we've had rams coming out, which I'm not sure how much value those guys have bought. But we got Mass Elite Spahi out now for sort of, so he should be able to clean this up. Elite Spearman also coming in for sort of. Sort of just matting up in his base. 2 relics in for each players as well. And now we've actually got the Memhead Imperial Armory set to the Great Bombard. It definitely takes a long time. It's like 3 minutes 10 seconds, I believe, for this Great Bombard. But it's definitely worth it. I mean, the amount of resources that they cost is pretty crazy. Some Sofa and some Donzo making their way in here. But sort of is able to hold just so much damage put onto his military, though. Casper doing a very good job just holding on. I mean, he was in such a bad spot a minute ago when he was half the economic count of sort of, but he's managed to catch up. And you got to remember, he's also got the cattle. And oh my goodness, look what I've just accidentally found. Oh my goodness, look at this. Sort of just going for an absolute keep spam everywhere on the map right now. Just taking from this big stone outcropping and just placing keeps absolutely everywhere. So he's going for one in the base here next to Casper's cattle. Rams as well for sort of going to be focusing down that keep. Casper's just camping the production right here. No elite upgrades in yet for the archers or the crossbow. Casper not even thinking about an Imperial age. Yeah. Sort of looking in a great position right here. Grabbing the cannon placements on both the keeps. The Rams gonna be falling to these Donzo. And we see Casper just able to get so much value here. If only he had like a trebuchet at her as well, he would be able to take down so much production. But sort of just keeping up his base. Sofa's going to be running in, taking out a few villagers. But sort of does have the Spahi though. Elite upgrades. Has he grabbed biology yet? No biology in yet for him. Relics may look to get stolen right here. Has Casper got any oh, what is it? Okay, I went to see if Casper had any imams out on the field, but look at this. Why have we got a Rebaldaquin out, sort of? What is this? What is this? Where is it? Here it is. What's this cheeky Rebaldaquin doing behind the town center? It looks as if it's ashamed of itself. Like, oh, what am I doing here? I'm such a useless unit. Let me hide behind the TC, but it's going to get pulled to the battlefield now. Fort of the Huntress going to get built for Casper. Not exactly sure where it is, but sort of's going to be moving forwards with his army. Where is Casper building this? He's pulling some villagers. Keep drop coming through from sort of. Casper I think he could have committed to that. He definitely could have committed to that. But chooses not to. So Fort of the Huntress going to get dropped down in the center of the base for Casper. Just making sure that raids are going to be a little less efficient. And we're still going to keep here for sort of. That's 800 stone sitting here just being useless at the moment. Spy trying to get through. They can get through there? Oh my goodness, poor Casper. Oh, that is such a shame. Oh, those Spy are going to be so annoying. It's going to push Casper off all of his farms for a good while. He's going to have to retreat with his Donzo and his Sofa, all because of that little wall. Oh, that would be such a tilting moment if that was me. The army for sort of not looking too bad here. He's at max population. We see a lot of his population right now is in villagers. 134 of them. And how much population room is this? I believe it's 4. 4 of those being the Rebaldaquin. So let's see how much value that sort of can grab from this unit. He's also got a great bombard that should be arriving very shortly. Yeah, there we go. Just doesn't have enough population for it for the time being. Sort of trying to take down this keep from Casper. Going to be dropping one of his own. Really looking to control the gold here. This gold is a really key factor of the game. We see there's one also on Casper's side, which currently has a pit mine on. Double trebuchet out of Casper, taking down these keeps. Spahi have been cleaned up in the base. But we see quite a lot of idle time here. 10 villagers still sitting inside that town center. Elite upgrades coming in for Casper. Elite Sofa, elite archers. I mean, this really is a composition that the Marlians can go for the whole game. You know, every single age, well, obviously apart from the Dark Age, the Marlians can just go mass archer, mass sofa. No boiling oil in yet for Casper, which does mean that sort of can just burn these keeps down with his military mass, as well as the Rebaldaquin helping out as well. May actually get some nice value here. I mean, Casper has nothing to deal with the... Oh, okay. I don't know how it went down, but it went down. Oh, great bombard. Is it going to be able to get a nice shot? Oh, yes, it does. Look at that. Casper yet to react. Sort of might get another shot off. Okay, so Casper now going to be splitting formation. Still, great bombard getting some nice shots off there on the Donzo. Great bombard needs to focus down this archer mass. And there we go. Nice shot right there. Oh, the great bombard's such a satisfying unit to get nice shots off with. Let's go into the cinematic mode here as we watch the great bombard shoot down those archers. Or not. But a keep drop going to be coming in from sort of now, securing up this central sacred site, as well as that gold. And we still have a ram out for sort of. I'm amazed at this ram. He's actually got 3 still. Is he making them out of the siege workshop? I think he is. I mean, it's kind of smart. It's just like keeping your opponent on their toes. You know, they want to be focusing down the rams because they're losing production. But if they do that, then your army just shreds through them. Great bombard getting some nice shots off as well. Incendiary arrows through for sort of. Means he can do a lot of damage with the archers that he's got here, as well as the crossbowmen. Do we have any biology through? Yeah, we got biology through from sort of. Monastery gonna get taken down. Those rams, though, oh, not the rams, the relics may get nabbed. Always a possibility. And we got more Sparhi in the base. Casper just constantly being put under pressure here on these farms. The keep still sitting here. Oh god, sort of. This is 800 stone right here, just sitting here doing nothing. I mean, I don't think we need more keeps, to be honest, but... And there we go, sort of is going to be stealing those relics away. 3 relics for sort of. Should be able to get the 4th, and we still got this one sitting over here, which no one's touched yet. But sort of making a really good push right here. Casper just trying to mass up. We see he's lacking a bit of population right now. But Casper sitting at 22 Donzo. Cattle Ranch is going to be put under pressure. Shouldn't be too expensive to replace. Great Bombard going to start to focus down that keep. Sacred Site still for Casper on this central one. And that keep should be taken down. But I mean, Casper, I mean, look at the army here. That's going to be a great bombard dead right there. That's a lot of resources lost right there, in fact. Sort of throwing it away, not protecting it efficiently at all. Keep might go down, though. No villagers nearby to... Oh, we got some villagers here, but they're currently being harassed by the Sparhi. The mass for sort of still looking quite strong here. Just mass crossbow and Sparhi out of him. Casper's holding on for the time being. Still on 2 town center. Slowly catching up with sort of. In fact, he hasn't really moved a lot from earlier on, but he needs to catch up. Sort of just floating so many resources right now. Keep still up for Casper. Just keeping this pit mine alive with all of the gold. Sort of is really focusing on this side of the map. It's a really important place. This is really the deciding factor of the game for sort of. If he can secure up this gold, there's pretty much no gold left on the map for Casper. It's going to deny away a load of passive gold from the pit mine, as well as 6,800 gold which can be mined. What is that noise? Oh, it's Beastie. Sorry about that, guys. I had EGC TV paused in the background, and for those that don't know, on Twitch, when you raid someone, it unpauses the stream when you go to someone else's stream. But anyway, back to the game. Casper is managing to hold on pretty well here. I mean, we just see the mass for him is much bigger than Sort of's, and that's because Sort of has a lot of his economy right now. Well, a lot of his population cap in economy. Casper, he's got a lot of his upgrades in as well. Needs to grab this elite army tactics upgrade. Really important upgrade. Increases all of the health of these donzos and the attack. So really crucial upgrade. And he's actually doing really well pushing him back. Metas need to be focused down by Casper. Currently giving the ranged defense drums. And Casper can commit to this fight. This is a decent fight for him. He's got poison upgraded archers here. But still, a lot of donzos going down for Casper. Meta's just going to be sacrificed right there for Sort of. Fighting underneath the keep. We've got cannon emplacement coming through. And Mum going to be taken out. Casper still relicless. And have a look at this. Casper gonna start to trade. Have a look at that. 140 gold per trade. If there's any way for him to come back into this game, trade is definitely one of the conditions here. If he can just hold on and keep on trading, he needs to get down some sort of wall like this on the left hand side. He could be looking in a very good position. More production being dropped down for Sort of. Lots of stables and blacksmith. Still rams out for him as well. Just constant production of rams. I really like it. I think it's kind of smart. I mean, we just see like Casper can focus it down, but that means his army not on the battlefield. And rams are relatively cheap. I mean, 250 wood for a ram is really not a lot, especially if you've got lightweight rams or lightweight beams. Gives them a lot more damage output. Sort of going to be securing up that fourth relic. And now here we go. Casper is going to be he's going to be going for that long wall. If he can secure up the trade, he'll be looking in a great position. He just needs to make sure he can stay alive and not lose everything to these great bombards. And we've actually got elite warrior scouts coming out from Casper now. Just mass warrior scouts makes a lot of sense here. When you're struggling on the other resources, mass elite warrior scouts is actually kind of big brain. We've got biology coming through for him as well, which means he's going to have a lot of health on these bad boys. I mean, they're already up to 155. It's an extra 20%, so that would be like 180, possibly? I don't know, I'm not great at maths. But rams, I just love what Sort of's doing here with the rams. The rams are just so funny. Warrior Scout's going to be burning through the back of the base. Biology is about to come in. Great Bombard going to be going down for Sort of. Such a huge investment. He's just not looking after these Great Bombards. And now it looks like we've got a bit of a Janissary switch coming in. We've got a Janissary guns as well as elite Janissaries coming in for Sort of. The wall looking to get completed for Casper. Sort of manages to get the 5th relic. All 5 relics coming in for Casper. Or for Sort of, sorry. Spearman able to take out those warrior scouts as well as the sofa. And now it looks like Sort of's going to be going into trade. That's a lot of markets right there. We're feeling a little bit of lag now as we enter the late stages of the game here. Archer mass still looking very good for Casper. Warrior scouts and archers is still the way that Casper looks to play this. Needs to keep these warrior scouts nearby, though. Nothing to protect them from the Spahi. Donzos do come in, though. 11 Donzo here is going to be sufficient to guard. Couple warrior scouts just in the back of the base. Just doing a little bit of scouting here and there. Sort of yet to drop down a stone wall. Boiling oil and the cannon emplacement. Going to be enough to push back Casper here. Spearman able to delay the wall slightly. And now Ram's looking to focus down that wall. I love this play out of sort of. I just love the amount of random stuff he's making. I mean, look, we got 4 Mangonels in the queue. We got no more Rams in the queue, unfortunately. But we've got another Rebaldaquin. Oh my god, sort of. You and your Rebaldaquins. And another Great Bombard. Some more archers, some crossbow. Just a little bit of everything. Sort of just looking to take down the wall with the 4 Rams. But mass for Casper still looking decent. We see he's really caught up with that villager count. And Casper, at this point in time, is looking pretty much even to you, sort of. Because you got to remember, you got the cattle behind this. You got the pit mines as well. And you've also got this little bit of trade now. Ram's going to get cleaned up for sort of. Both players have pretty much max everything at this point. We've got full upgrades apart from sort of with his specialized pick, or his acid distillation as it is for the tier 2 mining upgrade. But if you've ever watched Age of Noob, you'll know never to grab your tier 3 upgrade for the mining. Donzo able to clean up the Spahi. But I mean, look at the amount of food sort of has right now. 16,000 food. That is a pretty crazy number. That is a pretty crazy number. Maybe we see sort of go for maybe a wonder. But it still seems like he's struggling a little bit. Look at the elite warrior scouts here. So many villagers for sort of. He's struggling a little bit when it comes to the other resources, when it comes to that wood, and when it comes to that gold. Rebaldaquin once again trying to hide within the other siege. Disguising itself as a great bombard. Not going to be the case. Rebaldaquin going to be making its way to the front line. Casper right now focusing though on this northern side. Sort of. Is he playing the no stone wall challenge right here? I mean, he's got so much. He's had so much stone this game, but not drop down any walls whatsoever. Sort of. He's getting his trade in. 149 per trade. That means he does not have trade bags in. Trade bags you'll be getting around 180. 180, maybe even like 200. It's plus 40%. So I think it'll be around 200. But yeah, no trade bags in for sort of, which is unfortunate. It means he doesn't have that vizier to spare. Must have spent it on some other viziers instead, like the 6 Janissaries. Which just definitely feels bad, because in this stage of the game, trade bags would be really, really nice to have. But have a look at this. We got 4 Rebaldaquins in the queue for sort of. What is going on? Sort of, you know you need to play this seriously. You cannot be memeing on Casper right here. Because believe it or not, Casper, he's actually catching up with you, and he's doing quite a bit of damage to the northern side of the map here. He's denying your trade away from you. You're going to be struggling for gold relatively soon. Sort of putting some pressure onto Casper though. We see his siege mass is looking pretty decent here. Is looking a little bit exposed. We could see this army look to clean up a lot of the siege, which may be the case. And Casper's still looking very strong up in this northern side. Yeah, now we see the Sofa and the Donzo able to run in. Rebaldaquin trying its best. It's trying to survive here. Take out the units, but it's going to be focused down by Casper. Does it survive here? I think it may survive. Ooh, it's going to be a close one. It does indeed survive. Donzo's going to be chasing it down. boiling oil comes in clutch, though. The Rebaldaquin lives to see another day. The siege from Sort of here is just completely unprotected, but still manages to survive. Does lose now a mangonel. But the most important part for Sort of here is he's cleaned up the northern side here. Now, has he learned his lesson and is going to drop down a stone wall? Probably not. But, you know, he's got more important things to worry about, like looking after the Rebaldaquin. The Great Bombard just doing so much damage right there. He's got 2 of them out, as well as the couple mangonels. Rebaldaquin manages to get saved once again. Wow, that Rebaldaquin just doesn't want to die. We got some Muso body warriors coming out from Casper now, which isn't something we've seen in quite a while. These guys have sort of fallen out of fashion since the rework. I love how Sort of just makes a little bit of everything. We see he's got like some Janissaries now. He had a couple knights in the base. He just sprinkles a little bit of everything. And I guess that's the StarCraft 2 side of him coming out. StarCraft players are known for their micromanagement. Spahi going to be making their way around, trying to deal with some of the trade coming out from Casper. Sort of just going to be sacrificing 2 of his Great Bombards here. Just completely leaving his siege unprotected. We got 2 Rebaldaquins out on the field. Let's see if we can find them. Oh, okay, that's not a good idea, changing the visibility of the map right there when we're in such a late game stage. But let's see if we can find those Rebaldaquin. Okay, one of them's still here. And the other 2 are making their way over. How is this one still alive? I'm sorry, but how is this one still alive? I'm missing action right now, I'm fully aware. But how is this Rebaldaquin still alive? Like, all of the other sieges dead, but this is still alive. It amazes me. But Casper's still looking pretty strong right here. Still holding on, but sort of, I mean, look at the resources he's got in the bank. So much food. But he's starting to struggle a little bit on that gold. And this is where he needs that trade. Which is starting to pick up now. Trade bags would have been so nice for him. But Rebaldaquin going to be making its way in. Oh, I think the other Rebaldaquin was lost in this fight. Let's see how much value these guys can get. I mean, you can barely see a scratch on the units with these units. But I mean, sometimes you can get really nice shots off though, but usually they just die so quickly because you have to get them in such close range. Might get to get a nice shot off here. There we go. I mean, I didn't really see much damage right there. He needs to get a shot off onto these Muso Party gunners. Just Great Bombard doing a lot of damage to the gunners right there. Spahi in here as well, able to tank a lot of the damage. Keith able to take some shots as well. But Casper's still looking very strong. I mean, sort of just been taking very inefficient fights the whole game. Which, I mean, it's okay. He's got the resources to do so, but at some point you will have to take over Casper, because Casper, the longer this goes, the better it's going to be for him, especially as you're playing the Ottomans without the any of the trade bonuses you'd usually have if you went for trade bags and the Seagate Castle. Casper's got a Culverin out. In fact, 2 Culverins. He maybe he manages to save both of them, as well as a Bombard out. Casper's looking stronger and stronger the longer we go into this game. It looks like the pressure's on him at the moment, but Casper's way ahead in economy now. He's got the cow boom. He's got the gold available to him. Saying that though, wait. Where's the gold? Okay, there we go. Now it's run out. So Casper might be in a little bit of trouble now. He needs to step up the trade a little bit. In saying that though, he has got a lot of trade. But Casper's still trying to hold on this front line. Sort of just pumping units into the base right now. The Spahi going right to the back line. Keep doing a good job here for Casper though. Just cleaning up the spies as they run past. Meta gonna get sniped by the Cauldron. Looks like sort of struggling on wood a little bit as well. I mean, the army's been making the whole game, just relied off wood the whole game. And we can see he's got a little bit of wood up here, a little bit of wood over... He's got quite a bit of wood over here, to be fair. But after that, he may be struggling on when it comes to the wood. Which is why the longer this goes, the better it is for Casper. But Casper, he's struggling a little bit now. Have a look at the food. Food. Not looking good for Casper right now. He's only got 30... Oh, he's got 34 village... Oh, okay. 22 villagers now. Having to idle quite a lot of his farming eco over here. And I think that's part of the issue. I mean, sure, he's got a lot of gold from the traders, but he needs food for units. He can't just rely off making pure siege. Ram sort of is out once again. He's got more in the queue. Look at the amount of rams he's just got in the queue. I love sort of with his rams. Now, if you're sort of here, maybe you want to try and burn down this pit mine. Because if you burn down this pit mine, because it's currently making 140 gold a minute, if you burn it down, it cannot be replaced. But, I mean, yeah, definitely taking out the traders is a more important issue. As well as the villagers here on the gold. But sort of, look at the amount of resources in the bank. He's just extracting all the resources off the map while he keeps the pressure onto Casper. Casper's economy is still looking decent. He just needs the food. Casper looking to hold on the front line here. Rebuilding up the wall. Sort of isn't going to allow that though. Few men-at-arms being sprinkled in for sort of now. Villager's going to have to fall back. And now Casper, he had a huge villager or economic advantage. But we see here the Spahi on the south side of the map just going to clean up a load of traders. This isn't looking good for Casper now. He was in a good position earlier on. He's dropping down to third town center now. He knows he needs to catch up with the villager count. He knows his food economy is not looking good. And have a look at this. So much of Casper's economy right now is idled. Oh my goodness. No, Casper. Casper, no. I mean, I guess you could at least drop down and mark it like here. Oh god, Casper, what is... Do you even get any gold from this? No, you don't even get one bit of gold. Oh no, Casper. And at the same time, sort of's pushing in the front line here. And I mean, how much... That's 41 traders right there. Casper's only on 61 economy because these traders aren't actually doing anything. They're now going to be making their way up. Are they rallied over here? Where are these guys heading? Okay, no, they are heading over to the other market, but not looking good for Casper whatsoever. He's going to be retreating back with the traders. Sure, he's ahead when it comes to he's even when it comes to the economic count, but not when they're not being used. Oh god, poor Casper. Sort of just... I mean, it sort of's been taking really bad fights the whole game, but I mean, his economy behind this is just so superior. He's had map control. I feel like it's really come down to map control. Sort of's just had... He's had access to wood over the whole map. He's had uncontested economy behind this. As well as now the trade. I mean, the trade's looking decent for him. Despite not having any of the trade bonuses, it's enough gold for him. And the whole game sort of's been going for a very wood-heavy composition anyway. And as we can see there, like, he's also had relics. You got to remember, 2 sacred sites and 5 relics. So sort of hasn't really had to worry too much about gold. And now Casper not looking in a good spot over here. His food economy going to be in shambles soon. as that keep is about to go down. Villager's going to be able to save it though, but for how long? That is the question. Town center. A little bit of HP away from being completed. Looks like the keep's just going to try to be forced down by sort of. As we enter the 1 hour mark of this game. Sort of just pumping units across the map right now. I mean, he can look at the resource bank. He's almost got enough for a wonder. He just needs a little bit more wood, and then he'll need the stone actually. So, yeah, I don't think we got much more stone as. Okay. I was just checking back to see if sort of remembered about this keep. He did remember it and did cancel it. And Casper's still trying to hold on here, just trying to stonewall up the whole map. Has created a nice choke point here, but unfortunately just doesn't have the food economy. I mean, we see he's on 12 villagers right here. He's got the gold, and he's spending that gold on... He's got culverins out and Muto Party warriors and gunners, as this is what he can spend his gold on. But unfortunately, it's just not enough, and sort of it's just idling the whole food economy right now. And his trade... I don't know where his trade's at. Okay, so his trade did make a nice little trade back, so he did get quite a bit of... resources, which I think he's been trading for food at not a great price. Let's try and check a market if I can find one. Okay, I don't need to. GG gets called. Casper gonna be tapping out, sort of takes the win. What a game that was. I mean, the Ram play out of sort of the Rebaldaquins. I mean, we've just seen some crazy stuff this game. So nice stuff out of sort of right there. It does take the win. If you did enjoy this, guys, please do feel free to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.